and welcome to From the Hilt. I'm Christopher Logan Hilt, the G.I. Joe Gamer. Today we are going over how to make characters in Lenharrow Fantasy Adventures for the Enhanced Edition using the Player's Expansion 1, Lenharrow Characters Companion. Now, periodically what we'll be doing is we'll be looking at the character sheet, which is here, and whenever we need to go over things, like we're going to start with character information. I will introduce the players who are going to be making characters, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Really, we'll start with Jake, and we will do this here. We'll go to there. We go. Okay, Jake, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Howdy, Internet. This is Jake Pendragon here, and I am, well, I guess I should introduce myself as the guild's tech guy.
That'll work.
That's kind of what I do here.
All right, so go ahead, Tiger. That would be you, Shannon.
Yes, I know.
Are you frozen?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we'll go ahead and work with Dawn and see if you can get yourself set up again. We've been having all sorts of technical difficulties with the Tiger. All right, go ahead, Dawn.
Hi, I'm Luna Songbird, and this is my little pet land shark, Coral.
And Luna Songbird has her own YouTube channel. You might want to check that out. So does Jake. Okay, Tiger, you're up.
Mine is
Okay,
so look at it. It's a mess.
I don't have a job. I just am here, and I
Did you not help create the Lenharrow Fantasy Adventures? I think you had a job.
well,
You're
yeah.
a co-creator. That's kind of significant.
It is a job.
Okay. I interpret instructions. That's what I do.
that is your job, the interpreter of the instructions. Okay. So, you guys ready, or you want to chat a bit?
I'm fine.
All right.
Just getting right to it.
I already know what I want to make.
You already know what you want to make. Well,
blah.
how about we get into the steps first here?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so step
I
one.
know what I want to be.
Step one is determine character information. The first thing you'll see on a Lenharrow characters sheet, aside from the words, and I'll put the sheet up there so everybody can see it, so we can look at it at the same time too. All right, is everybody seeing what I'm seeing? Okay.
Yes.
This is the the first thing you'll see on the Lenharrow character record, aside from those words, is a line with the words character name under it. This is the name you want your character to go by. Okay, you don't have to pick this now. Referees may have suggestions, especially for characters of the noble lifestyle, but ultimately, this will be left up to you, the player. Next, you'll fill in the name of your ref. That would be me, Logan, or you can put G.I. Joe Gamer. It's up to you today. Next, you will fill in the name of, after that is number of adventures. This is mostly for the referee in order to determine when your character is due for an increase. So right now you leave it blank or put a 0. Last but not least, on the first line, you'll find a space for your name. This is where you can write your own name.
Ooh,
I don't know why I had to put that in there, but I had people go, well, what's that for? And I just looked at them and said, really? So it's in the book. And it wasn't just one person. So
I think they were being snarky.
yeah, that may be, but either way, it's in the book.
we got to make it clear.
And so we have character name, referee campaign, number of adventures, and player name. Now, I don't know if you could see my mouse. Let's try this again. Character name, referee campaign, number of adventures, and player name. Okay, so are we clear on that? That's an easy one, right?
Yeah, I always pick my
Yes.
character name last.
Yeah, a lot of people do, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But we're going over the record sheet here. So next up for step 2 is select race. Found in chapter 2 of the LPG, there are 13 racial types: animate arachnoids, drolls, dwarves, elves, gargoyles, garns, gnomes, Gremdillions, Giantines, half-breeds, halflings, and humans, and each race has 5 sub-races to choose from, including the common variety. The exception to this rule are Animin. arachnoids, and drolls, which lists various options for you to choose from and full racial descriptions. This will determine the modifier to your ability scores starting CGP Step 8. Choosing a race is very important because it determines what you are. Record your choice of race and subrace on your LCR, which is your Lenharrow Character Record, in the Character Information section. Next, you'll select a sex, male, female, or whatever, or not applicable in the case of the Garm.
We are
And then you can either roll up your character's physical stats on the average racial height, weight, and age chart. Found on the next page. Maximum age is optional. What are we doing here?
Okay.
Your mic is still on, Tiger. Who are you talking to? I'm going to mute her mic. She's doing something.
I did mute my mic because
It wasn't muted.
I got a phone call from Benny Hill.
Oh, really? Okay, maximum age is optional and for strictly the referee's use. And and on the next line, you'll record your subrace and the coloration of your character, hair, eyes, and body. Last but not least, you should read the racial descriptions for ideas, and then your record. Then you record your character's move base. Enemies start as a 6, but can purchase higher move base and natural DR. Each race also imposes certain ability score adjustments that can be found on the racial ability scores chart, also found in this section, which you'll use in Step 5 when determining your ability scores. Also, in the LPG, you can find that with the racial description at the top. All right, so are we all clear on that?
Yeah.
All right, so everybody go ahead and pick a race and a sub-race. And the Tiger has my LPG, so if
What you need?
What's that?
What you need?
Hey, that's the thing. Somebody might need something. So if you need something out of the LPG or you can't bring up your own, ask the Tiger for a description.
Jake, do you know what race you want to play?
Yes, I'm going to be a droll.
A droll, Dragon Man. Okay, what do you need for that?
Right now, nothing. I'm rolling up my height and weight.
Okay. How about you, Luna?
I haven't figured out what race I'm gonna play yet, so I've pulled up the book on my phone so I can actually look at different races and see what I want to play.
I'm still here. I just had to do something and I didn't need it on camera.
You had to pick something.
It rhymes with hose.
Thank you. Okay, well, I'm playing a half elf because I couldn't decide between an elf or a human. So I picked both. And I've already got that I'm female, and my age, and my height, and my weight. Is that all we're doing right now?
Yeah, that's Step 2, isn't it?
Are we writing down our racial stuff too, or what?
You might want to put it to the side, like your ability score adjustments and your if you got your average height, age, and weight.
Let me see that.
We're ready to go on to Step 3 when
My
you get to that point.
Okay, so
is an amazing 8'5".
So what race did you pick, Max? Race and sub-race?
Droll. I'm not sure about a sub race just yet.
Okay, you got to pick a terrain.
I know.
So what are the BRPs for the elf? Half elf, I should say.
Okay, well, for the half elf, if we look at
I'm trying to find where the BRPs are.
Well, we haven't got to that yet because that's in, I believe, Step 8, if I remember correctly.
Or am I skip? Well, what am I supposed to be writing down? Just what race I am, and that's it?
Your race, your height, age, and weight, and move base.
Oh, move base. I don't have
Okay,
that. I think
okay.
it's 12.
Let's take a look at the sheet again.
I think my move base is just 12.
And then we'll bring it up here. We're doing race and sub-race, sex, age, height, that's feet and inches, weight, the coloration, your hair, eyes, and body, your move base, and your natural DR. All this stuff from your race.
Okay.
So are we clear on that?
Okay,
Yes.
so I just need to pick what color. Red.
Did you pick a race there, Donna?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Like I said, yeah, BRPs is found in step 8, determining starting character generation points. We're still in step 2, Shannon. So you wanted to jump ahead. I know.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. But everything should be right there in the player's
But I can look my ability
Lenharrow
score adjustment up though.
Character's Companion for the basic information without the descriptions, which are in the LPG.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
was looking at my. Well, then I am done because I think I'm just gonna play a regular common elf.
So what you're saying is you have your race, your subrace, your sex, your age, your height, your weight, your coloration, your mood base, and your natural DR.
Yes, I have all that.
Well, then it looks like we're good.
I just need to look up what my ability score adjustments are for half elf.
This is what I meant to do.
-1 to agility, -2 to charm.
Okay.
I find goals to be very
So
charming.
we'll get the race stuff later then, right?
Well, that's when we you can go and get the race stuff now. Get it all now. That's what we're doing. That's part of step 2.
So I get my abilities as a half elf.
Right? Go ahead and go grab all that. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're
okay.
going over the steps and do what you do when you make a character. Go get your race stuff.
5 here.
As for the record sheet, what you're filling out for the most part is those 2 lines that
here
we went over. Did you get all your stuff done? Or do you have a question?
Well, the one I picked isn't.
Oh, my move base is
Saying
actually
what
13. I'm
is-
slightly faster than a normal human.
So.
Only slightly faster. Okay.
Well, that's because you chose a half elf.
Yeah, so I have heightened.
All your stuff is in the half breed section.
Yeah, no, I'm on it right here. I got heightened hearing 1, heightened touch 2, heightened vision 1. Hey, I get hunting. All right.
See, that's something when we cover races in another video that we'll go over in detail. Is all the racial abilities and skills and traits and all that groovy stuff. We'll just go over, the whole chapter 2 in another video.
+1 to attack with a strong bow, which is cool because I was thinking about having a bow too.
Also, we're going to try to keep this stream to about 2 hours. If we're close to being done, we'll finish up. If not, we'll chuck this into a part 2 at another time. How's that sound?
Okay.
Sounds good.
We should be able to get this done in 2 hours, but we'll see.
It's not that hard. Max, did you get all your stuffs?
All my stuffs. I'm still looking for move base, natural DR, and a sub race.
Well, you have to pick your sub race before you get your natural DR because that
Yeah, I
varies.
know.
What about you, Luna?
Okay. So wouldn't all the extra stuff like sub race and stuff be on the same page as the base race?
Well, what race were you thinking?
Gargoyle.
Ooh, a gargoyle. Cool.
Well, there's 5 types of gargoyles, just like most other races. But gargoyles are a little different. They go by size. They go by small, medium, large, and tiny. And we also have the gargoyle hound, which is the exception to the size rule.
Okay.
Based on a very famous TV show, but we're not going to mention any names. So,
Well, the gargoyle hounds, you got to know they don't speak either.
well, we changed things a lot. So we made it work for the game system, but it's basically very similar to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what size of a gargoyle you want to be?
5 feet.
5 feet. So that puts you as a
Medium.
I think that's a medium gargoyle.
That would be a medium.
Yeah, you're a medium gargoyle. So that's what your sub race would be, medium gargoyle.
All right. Medium gargoyle.
And gargoyles can look like whatever you want them to look like. You know, they can have skin, they can have scales, they can have fur. whatever you want them to look like. They can have their wings separate from their arms. They can have their wings attached to their arms. Any form of gargoyle that you've ever seen, like on an old building or something like that, you can look like that.
Okay,
I
this
could
is
have a
either
mix
a
of all of them.
typo or extremely broken, but I have a question.
Okay.
So all of the drolls have immunities based on type, but the volcano droll's immunities are fire, gas, heat, lava, and attacks.
What's the question?
Are they immune to normal attacks?
No, what do you mean normal attacks?
Immunities,
Hang on.
fire, gas, heat, lava, and
That is
attacks.
Punching.
I already know what the attacks are. That's Earth.
Oh, earth attacks. Okay.
That is a typo. You need to put.
Just
you need
wanted to
specify
clarify
that
because I was
that's
looking
Earth.
through and I was like, that's
Okay.
a pretty broken immunity to have on
Jake.
a starting character.
On
Jake,
volcano.
make a note of that, the page number and what needs to be changed, and we'll fix it
Where
after
am I
the live.
putting this note?
That's what I'm
Don't
saying.
you have
I said I'm gonna have Jake make a note of it.
It's on page 95.
$95 volcano immunities.
So yeah, of the thing.
Of the thing.
Tiger, you froze up again.
You know what's really funny about this?
Huh.
It tells me to move closer to the Wi-Fi.
I don't think you can get any closer unless you were sitting on it.
Dude, it's right there. It's like right on the same desk. I don't understand. It tells me
You sure you're
move
not
it closer
connected
to the router.
extension upstairs?
Huh?
Are you sure you're not connected to the extension upstairs on accident?
I've never been connected to the extension upstairs, so
It's the same password, so it'll still connect.
But you have to pick that. You have to pick the
I know.
extender. The extender has a different thingy on it.
Was just a suggestion.
Ah. So Max, you got all your stuff for your race?
I'm still determining my sub race. I need to look through all the terrains and see what would suit best for my mage build type character.
Oh, so you weren't going with the volcano, you were just reading that.
I was just asking about it because
Oh, okay.
heck, if I'm immune to normal attacks.
No, just rock. So like if someone was using a stone arrow,
Yeah, I
it wouldn't
understand.
damage you.
I understand. I was just asking.
Not that there's very many people that use stone arrows, but you know.
I love how the picture for the droll is my droll character.
You mean Draco?
Yeah, Draco Rockwell.
It was a really original name.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
that one.
I like the Y.
Oh yeah, Draco. Isn't he a mountain dragon?
He was either a mountain dragon or a volcano dragon.
We
I think
actually
he was
have
a
3
volcano.
drolls, and what's really funny. Okay, so we have 3 drolls. One of them is your dad's droll, one of them is your droll, and the other one's mine.
Also, Sekrior's in there too.
Yeah, Sekrior is under the first page of drolls, and he's in flight.
I'm sorry about that. I got me a little something to eat.
No, you're fine. Anyway, yeah. So we got 3 examples of drolls in what they look like in the book.
Hmm.
You got any questions there, Don? Or are you good?
Nope, I'm just looking up names.
Okay. Well, you can do that at any time you want once we start making characters. So that's part of the process of making a
So-
character, creating a name. So,
So does that mean you got all your racial stuff then there, Dawn? Luna?
Ooh, I think
I've
I'm gonna
got a
do
name.
scroll.
Ah. I should
Awesome.
think of a name too.
Mostly because I want to be invisible. It has an innate skill of invisibility.
see, what we're going to do at the end of this is if we get the characters done, I'll have you guys each introduce yourself as your characters. It'll be pretty cool.
Cool.
All right. So, Jake, any questions?
Nope.
Anything I can do to help speed you up here?
Nope.
Mister, it's only
I'm
going
an
to
old
take 2
pro
hours.
at this. It's just, I'm an old pro at this. It's just, even with experience, there's still so many options that it just takes a minute.
It's okay. That's why we're here. We're doing this to show everybody what the process of how a Lenharrow character is made. It'd be cooler if people jumped in to ask some questions, but we don't have anybody watching us right now, but that's okay. And the replay, people can watch it and see how we make characters. It'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I like the interaction with my players more anyway, so it's all good.
All right, I came up with a name too.
Okay.
And it's a girl's name too. Oh wait, wrong
Um,
gender for the line.
Dang, I don't think I printed out the right page for some of the skills that a gargoyle has.
the gargoyle.
You can write them down on the back, Dawn.
Yeah, I can.
And then, yeah, you can reprint later and then fix it up.
Okay, so for the medium gargoyle, it's on page 105.
She's talking about her actual record sheet that she printed up.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I can't help you there.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I messed up a little bit.
So you got everything for your race there and your sub race, Dawn?
Yep.
Okay.
How about you, Max? How we doing?
What is the move base for a droll?
For a droll, I put it
18.
at 18, yeah. 36 flying.
36 flying.
15 and 36 flying.
15
Okay,
to 18.
I believe we said 18.
18
Yeah.
and
That's
36.
just off the top of my head. I don't even have the LPG in front of me, so.
All right, 18 times 2 because I'm a plains droll.
Okay, well,
Ooh, plain stroke
Wow.
gets double? Wow.
Yeah,
that's
it
pretty
says double
good.
move base. So they're as fast running as they are flying.
Oh, the plains ones. Yeah, they're kind of like, I kind of base those ones like, kind of like if they were like a herd type of droll or dragon. So they run faster than they fly, really.
well, about
Or at
the
least
same.
it seems like it.
Well, if they have a 36 flying and a 36 walking, they have the same move base walking as they do flying.
Yeah,
So, are we ready to move on to step 3?
I am.
I am.
Yeah, I think we're waiting on Jake there.
Sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
done now.
Okay. So I'm going to put me up here, and I will read the next step, and then I'll bring us all back in, and we'll look at the character sheet. In fact, I might just do that right now. That doesn't look good at all, does it? How about that? Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so for lifestyle and profession, we select and purchase lifestyle and profession. Step 3. Continuing on, equally important as what you are is quite commonly who you are. Lifestyles and professions are guidelines that determine what kind of skills your character can normally learn. This is not to say that your character can never learn skills not aligned to their lifestyle, but that certain skills are easier for them to learn because of how and where they grew up. Certain races cannot be certain lifestyles, so cross-reference the races in Chapter 2 to determine which races can be which lifestyles before simply writing things down. It is also fair to note that your referee may also have additional limitations on what races and lifestyles they are allowing in their game. As with races, each lifestyle selected grants a character bonus lifestyle points that are summarized on the chart below. A character's lifestyle also determines what they do for a living, so be sure and choose a character that's right for you. Full description for each of the lifestyles available are in Chapter 3 of the LPG. Also in Chapter 3, you will find that each lifestyle offers a selection of professions that can be purchased with a character's starting CGPs. A profession is generally a quicker way to get a few more skills to begin play with. But before you purchase one, you should check with your referee and find out if, 1, they are allowing professions, and 2, if they have certain stipulations regarding professions, or if there are professions they are simply not allowing. Now, for the purposes of this video, we're allowing everything in the LPG. A character's lifestyle also determines what they do for a living, so be sure and choose a character that's right for you. Oh, is that paragraph doubled in the book?
I
It is.
don't know.
That is, yes, it is. So there is a whole double paragraph with some extra stuff at the end. So I've got to fix that. That is a typo. Record your section of lifestyle and possible profession to the LCR in the character information on the top of the first page, followed by your character's current combat die. Starting combat die or CD can be found on the chart in the next column. Any possible title your character has gained, consult your referee. Now, this, like I said, I have to fix this paragraph in this book. Is it the same way in the LPG, Tiger?
Which paragraph did you say?
I have a third paragraph. There probably shouldn't be one.
Yeah, there's 3 paragraphs on page 11, and the third one looks almost cut and paste.
Yeah,
well, that is something I'm going to have to fix. So make a note of that one too, Jake. This is also why we do this, so we can find things we need to fix.
What's really weird is there actually are a few things that are different in the next other paragraph.
Right. Yes. Like I said, I'll have to integrate it and make and either choose the right one or just redo it and make sure there's only one extra paragraph there.
Okay.
For both books. So make a note that I have to fix it in both books.
I just need to pick a profession.
Okay, so you guys can do that. You can choose a lifestyle and a profession. And when you get the cost for the profession, if you choose to purchase one, just put the minus amount in your starting CGPs. Let me see. Let me scroll down here so we can get a better look at that, where the starting CGPs are, which is below your ability scores would come next. So we'll be doing that here pretty soon. Starting CGPs are, now that I know it's on the screen, right here, but in the current CGPs box, put whatever the amount is of the profession and put a minus, so that you know you have to subtract that from your starting CGPs.
Okay.
All right, we got you back in there, Tiger. Sorry. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about choosing lifestyles and profession, or do you need your combat die?
My combat die is a D6.
Although that chart is right there. Now, in the LPG, Tiger,
yes,
does that chart also have the bonus lifestyle points, or do we put all those in the CGP section?
there's no bonus lifestyle points in that section.
It's the same in both charts, which is how I wanted it.
The bonus lifestyle points are where you have CGPs in the chapter, step 8.
Right. I just wanted to make sure we didn't put in here that they were there, or if it was just the combat die.
I might just play a lore specialist. That would be fun.
Yeah. Hey, Max.
Yeah, what?
Put make a note of that on that same thing in the first paragraph.
Yeah.
I gotta state that the bonus lifestyle points can be found on the chart in step 8. I thought I read that. It's a good thing we're finding all these typos so I can fix this. Now for Drive Through RPG, it's really easy. Fixing it on Amazon, that's another story altogether.
Oh, you have to sit there, you change it, and they're like, the format's wrong. I literally just changed one thing. The format is wrong.
It's a lot of fun. All right, so any questions about lifestyles and professions?
Nope. I'm going to play a lore specialist.
Cool.
Ninja's a profession, right?
It is an adventurer profession, if I recall correctly.
Thank you.
I'm having a fun nose day.
Isn't that almost every day for you?
Yeah, but lately it's been pretty good, actually. It's been about every third or fourth day instead of every day or every other day. I do like the fact that you can see my G.I. Joe wall behind the tiger.
Okay, so we're writing down our stuff for our lifestyle right now, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so on the totem warrior, it says I have 4 heightened senses. Is that just 4 points to distribute how I want, or I only get +1 to 4 different senses?
Okay, give me the first part of that again.
Okay, it says heightened senses and then the number 4.
Yes, you can choose 4 different ones to up by 1 or up to a maximum of 3 and 1. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so I can put them
Basically, it gives
wherever I
you
want.
4 slots to up your heightened senses. So if you froze again,
Wait, we're stopping that.
we are having all sorts of fun with your internet connection. I wonder if it's picking up that we're already in here, and it's because we're all 3 of us are in the same house. Really, that didn't work. I think I got it.
Is Dawn.
You're moving at least. You have voice.
Yeah, I'm back on. I'm sorry.
Okay. What's that, Max?
I said, except for Dawn, we're all in the same house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it works better this way that we all have our own little screens, so we can ask questions and get. It's easier for you to get my attention this way. Really, it's weird.
Which is weird again because if we're in the same room, we could sit there and be like, eh. And here we could just, if we really need to get your attention,
Game Master. I think there's a fly stuck in one of your G.I. Joe boxes.
It's in. Is in one of the classified?
I'm not sure. I hear it.
Yeah, it's probably in one of the classified boxes. They have a tendency to pop up in
the other boxes. That would be like, wow, that's impressive, Fly.
Yeah. You have to get through the glue. And
I have no idea. I just hear it over here buzzing.
It might be behind one of them too.
Well, I don't know. It's just bugging the crap out of me.
So, Max, you got all your lifestyle and profession stuff?
Okay,
I need
so
to write down
what does it mean
my
when it says
my
weapons, natural
talents
weapons?
and skills are, but I'll do that later.
Okay, I got the gist of it, Max, but the tiger decided to talk over you.
Sorry.
That's okay. What was your question, Tiger?
What does it mean under the totem warrior? It says natural weapons.
Natural weapons would be claws, punching, kicking, biting,
Right, but I don't
tail
have...
slap, elbows, body slams. If you want to jump on somebody and sit on them, but boom.
So do I just put... I know, but do I just put natural under weapon talents? Not all my weapons are natural talents?
You would put that under your like extra racial abilities or something.
It's natural weapons. It's a weapon talent. It says natural weapons.
Oh, so put that under your talents.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that. See, because we got that up here. We want this.
All right, I got that.
Yeah.
How did I get that other view? This one. Yeah, I like that one better. Okay, so talents are, and they're up on the screen, so that I can take it over to it. And here is your weapon talents, where they go. Now, your starting weapon talents will come with your power score, but we'll get into that here in just a bit. That's in step 5. But we have one more step before that, and it's a simple step, so we'll be able to go over that one pretty quick. So let me know when you guys are done with step 3.
I'm done with step 3.
So where do you put hindrances? Do they go under racial abilities?
Yeah, that's a good idea to put them there, or you can put them under universal skills. There is a spot on page 2. I can bring that up real quick.
Universal skills.
On page 2, down below universal skills, there's a box down here.
Put it there.
You put it there. Wherever you're comfortable with. It's your character sheet. You need to see it. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing a digital sheet and your ref needs to see it too, that's another matter altogether.
All right, so I am officially done with step 2.
All right, so that's 2 of you. How about you, Don? Do you have any questions or need help? You have all your bonuses and stuff for lifestyles and professions?
Oh, no, I haven't written all that down yet.
Okay, well, we'll wait for you. We waited for Jake, so we'll wait for you. That's just how it works.
Combat. Martial arts skills.
You know, in spite of everything, I do really like this new icon you got there, Tiger.
I like it too. I found it online somewhere.
Yeah, I like your other one that has the actual artwork for the tiger. Hey, I don't have a copy of that picture, Max. You need to send me that.
Yeah, I'll probably send it over email or something later. It's something
that'll
better
work.
for me.
That'll work.
It should actually be on
I just
here.
wanted to show off my
Become
little like
disheveled.
You've been disheveled?
either.
Yes,
Well, fix yourself.
I'd love to.
Fix yourself.
Ugh. Sorry, my hair is attaching to my face in weird places.
It happens when you wear a hood and a mask.
It's comfortable, except for hot.
Well, you're sitting right next to the air conditioner, so you shouldn't be that hot.
But it's not on my face.
Oh, this is true.
I don't think you should be using the phrase "you shouldn't be that hot" to your wife.
I didn't say that.
That is exactly what you said.
I said you shouldn't be that hot. Well, she is, so it's all good. I didn't say she's not. I said she. Nice try there, Jake. You got me, though.
Just messing
You're
with
trying
you.
to get Dad in trouble?
That's not an
Yes.
easy thing to do. Dad doesn't get in trouble often.
That's very true. Dad does not get into trouble very often. Because most of the time I don't care.
It's
You got
mom that
questions
gets
there,
in
Don?
trouble.
You got a perplexed look on your face.
Yeah, because I'm wondering whether the page I thought close quarter fighting should be on is the
That
right one.
Close quarter fighting is on combat.
It's under fighting close quarter.
You would see fighting first. It would be fighting, comma, close quarter.
Oh,
Yeah, we just said the same thing.
okay. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
We determined that there was like 5 or 6, maybe even 7 fighting styles for the combat skills. So we decided to put them all together. It made more sense.
Yeah, I was looking for just close quarter combat instead of fighting close quarter.
Right.
Yeah, I had the same problem when I was looking for wild fighting and natural fighting.
Well, this is why we have a handy dandy lovely index in the back of the LPG. Pork rind.
Yes. What's making
Have
me
some.
thirsty? I need to have a Pepsi.
Pork rinds and Pepsi. Nah, I'd rather do pork rinds than Dr. Pepper.
I'm just gonna. Where are you? Ah.
You know what? We're here for questions, Don. So if you have any, shoot them at us. So are you showing off your mask there, Tiger?
Okay.
Huh?
Showing off your mask. Okay, go ahead, Don.
I'm hunting.
Okay.
Actually, I'm
With how
checking
many
it out.
holes
It's
that
pretty cool.
mask is, it makes me question why you wear it.
What do you mean?
It's barely covering anything.
What are you talking about? It covers all the parts that I don't like. And it shows all the parts that I do
Okay.
like.
I got it.
Go ahead, Don.
But you should like all of your parts.
So you got everything, or you have a question?
I got everything.
All right, that means we can move on to step 4. Like I said, step 4 is really easy. So let me bring up the character sheet again. Okay, step 4 is about picking out your personality, which when you choose it, you just write it here on the character sheet. Okay, and
Nutshell.
You know, I know you put that there, sweetheart, but I'm realizing without a power score, we can't pick our secondaries or general traits.
right. You got to come back and do all that. And
I'm just, just
well, it's
pointing that out.
It's put here for a reason, and we're going to go into
Okay.
that. All right. So step 4, select a character's personality. Will your character battle the forces of darkness, ignore them, or even aid them? Listed after the CGP's description are, hey, somebody is calling me. And I don't know who it is, so I am going to reject it. They can leave me a voicemail. Okay. Okay, so that is a typo as well, Max. And it's
Wow.
probably in the LPG. I just have to rework that first paragraph
Skills.
of where the CGP's descriptions are and where the personality traits are. Yeah. I should have turned my ringer off. It usually turns itself off. The phone is weird. But anyway, the chart is actually right there next to in the next column. So these are to be selected to suit the player's needs. Referees may apply certain restrictions on this selection. The possible personality traits. Now, traits is not something we generally use when we game. It's there in case referees want to get a little bit more strict on their personality. We're not. Personality traits are merely guidelines for how your character behaves.
Oh, I'm picking antagonistic.
Most referees allow their players to be good or neutral and not evil. However, some exceptions exist. A character may only have one base personality trait, good, neutral, or evil, but also have secondary traits like charitable or agreeable. Your power score, which you'll get when we do the ability scores, like the Tiger pointed out, determines how many secondary and general traits you may have. Consult the chart on the next column to determine how many traits your character has. Following that is a chart listing all of the secondary traits available, and is also the general also the general traits available. If you want your character to have a trait that isn't listed, consult your referee, and he or she might be able to accommodate you. The slots above are for traits never have to be used. They are just guidelines. However, the player must choose their base trait, good or neutral, possibly evil, and it is recommended that you choose at least one secondary trait and one general trait. If traits are used, it is recommended that your referee follow the guidelines in the chart above. Now, special note, evil characters exist, and if your referee allows evil characters in their campaign, then you may choose secondary traits from that selection. However, it has been in the experience of this referee that allowing players to role-play evil characters generally is more of a disruption and never seems to be in good fun. Alternatively, all of the characters could be neutral or evil and not good. This, unfortunately, gives the referee a lot more to do in preparation, as most adventures are written with good characters in mind. Good or neutral, really. Also, a character's personality also determines their selection of deity. For anyone with divine skills, a deity is required, as that is how their skills are acquired. But any character can also choose a deity to worship. Consult your referee for which deities are available in their campaign setting. Additionally, a personality is often okay, that's a typo. A personality often affects where a character comes from. Your referee will tell you what your character's area of origin is. If the character information section record on the character, okay, excuse me, let me actually speak. In the character information section, record your chosen personality, traits, deity, if any, and your area of origin on the appropriate lines. Consult your referee, possible areas of origins in their campaign. Now, any questions about that? I will show that on the character sheet real quick of what we're talking about. That's the bottom line: personality, secondary traits, general traits, deity, and area of origin. And like I said, secondary traits and general traits are really optional. And a deity is only necessary if you have divine skills. And your area of origin is something you consult your ref with.
So we know we could at least pick one of each.
Yes, this is true. But the reason why it's here is because basically most of the time when you're making a character, you just pick good or neutral. And you put that there. And then you come back and do your personality traits after you get your after you get your power score. In general, though, like I said, in our campaigns, we don't even use the secondary and general traits. They're mainly for like role-playing guidelines or hints on how to role-play a character. But that would take us to step 5. Ability scores. Generate ability scores. Is everybody up on generating ability scores? Or do you have any questions about personality?
Well, one thing I do have to mention, because this was something that confused me when I first looked at personality traits, the general traits aren't under good, neutral, evil. So shy is not an inherently evil trait, guys.
No, that would be a general trait.
I know, but it's like the general traits are in the same 3 columns as secondary traits, so it could be confusing.
That's on a different chart, though. Maybe we should separate that a little more.
That a little better.
Well,
When I first started playing, I was
okay,
like,
but I want to put wild as a general trait. Can I do that? That's not one on there, but I want to put wild.
You could put that. Okay, now
child.
I take it we're ready to move on to ability scores. Now, ability scores are here on the record sheet, right under your character information and above combat information. Now, we have the standard 6 ability scores, which we're going to go over. They're all right here. Does anybody have a question about where they are on the record sheet?
Not me.
So we're rolling our own dice, right?
You are.
Are we gonna roll 6 or 7?
Well, I'm gonna read you the description here, and we're gonna make sure that we don't have any more typos. Step 5: generate ability scores. Ability scores determine your character's actions. How well can my character fire a bow or wield a sword without training? Is my character smart enough to cast spells, or is it wise enough to petition deities to do so on their behalf? Nearly every game system works on a system of character ability scores, and so does this one. Below are 6 standard ability scores, each giving a guideline for playing a character, followed by a power score. Power score is the sum of all of your ability scores together. Power score is used to determine anything that no single ability score can do alone, but what they all do is 1. Sometimes your referee will roll these scores up for you. But if you are creating characters on your own, roll 1d10 and add 8. This shall generate scores of 9 to 18. Repeat this process for all of your ability scores except for power score. Power score, again, is the sum of all of your other ability scores and will range between 54 and 108. After you've created 2 or 3 characters, you will be used to using this system. Quickly flip through the book to the pages you need and fill out your LCR sheet. For all of the ability scores, you will find a chart that is located immediately following the ability score descriptions. That will allow you to apply game mechanics to your LCR sheet as well as your character. Example given: agility has throwing, aiming, DR adjustment, and feet. But what do all of these things mean? Now, I'm going to look at the sheet here again. There we go. And this is what this means. Agility has DR adjustment, throwing, aiming, magical defense, and feet, which doesn't mention the magical defense because we kind of added those in later. A max. If you want, we can make a note of that, so I put that in there.
Which one?
For a paragraph, it's paragraph 1 on page 10. Just put the note about the categories for agility near the bottom.
Page 10, category notes.
Yeah, the example given.
That's got to be in your book. That's not in the actual players.
Isn't it?
No, on the actual players, it has that on there.
It has all of them?
Then
Maybe I just didn't update it. So I'll update. What I'm going to do is update the LPG and then update the character's companion. Okay.
Yeah, magic defense is on agility. They're all there.
I know that, but I meant in the description here of generating ability scores.
Well, generating ability scores in the players is on page 13, and they are all there.
Okay. All right. So, and then we can move on. Once you've recorded all of your statistics on your LCR sheet, then you need to choose okay. That's a typo as well. Cool. We're finding more. It says to choose a race before filling out the rest of what your scores do. So maybe, what do you think, Shannon? Maybe we should move the ability scores to an earlier step. But you have to have your race to determine your ability scores. So no, I just need to reformat this paragraph here. At which point you'll need to do some modifications. Once the changes have been made, you'll be able to proceed without filling out your ability score chart, ability score categories in the LCR.
Well, I know you were picking the order by the order on the character sheet.
So what that means is, to give you the gist of it, so I'll have to fix this, but basically you consult your race for your ability score adjustments, which is what we did earlier and wrote them off to the side. Okay,
So we're rolling dice.
and that takes us to agility. And your agility score determines your character's manual dexterity and movement. And that will give you your, like we said, defensive rating adjustment, throwing, aiming, magical defense, and feat of agility. Okay, and then the way we do it is you could set up your scores. You can set them. You can roll them and put them off to the side. I don't know what Jake's doing, but it looks fun.
I'm fanning myself.
Fanning yourself. You have a fan. Is it too loud?
Yeah, it's too loud, so I set it to 1, and I don't know. I guess I'm standing on top of fanning.
Well, maybe you shouldn't put it so close to your mic.
There's nowhere else to put it.
All right. I'm just trying to help out here. So basically what I was saying is you can take your ability scores. You can either do them straight down. It's up to you when you're making your own character. Or you can put them off to the side and put them where you want and then adjust them by your race. Did you get what I'm saying, Don?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we rolling 6 or 7?
You roll 6 because you're doing this on your own. Now, see, as a ref, the reason Tiger asked me that question is because I have them roll 7, and we get rid of one of them and the lowest one and take the best 6 out of the 7. Because I'm a lenient ref and I like my player characters to have good scores. However, when you're making characters by yourself, you should only roll 6 because the power score should never change, even with ability score adjustments. Then the next ability score is charm. A character's charm determines how well they react around others and how well others react around them. Charm has leadership, appearance, servants, spiritual defense, and feat of charm. Every ability score has a feat, for the record. The way that works in game is you can make a check, which is a base check based on your score. And you roll 20-sided, you roll your score or less, you succeed. With a feat, it's percentage. You roll your percentage or less, and you succeed. Let's see. Next is insight. As the name implies, insight is a character's ability for faith and piety. It is also their judgment, perception, and common sense. It includes divine slots for spell slots for divine spellcasters. Failure, which is a percentage listed as the chance that any divine spell cast by the character fails to work. Under normal circumstances, this will not affect your character. Mental defense is a bonus to your mental resistance roll. And then there's your feat of insight. That takes us to intellect, which is a character's intellect. Judges their ability to learn and determines how quick they are able to adapt to new situations. Intellect mostly involves memorization and casting arcane spells. And straight off the bat, it gives you arcane spell slots. Your percentage to learn new spells. Now, some refs can make you do every spell you learn. The game system is set up to just do each subfield of magic, which when you're purchasing subfields, that would be like elemental, black energy, red energy, just individual subfields of magic. Same with if it were a divine, that would be orders. But this is specifically for arcane spells. A special note: referees may determine that if a character fails to learn examination magic, then they can never learn any other kind of magic unless their intellect score increases and they succeed in learning examination magic. Yes. So you roll to see if you learn your subfield, and you start with examination. And if your character, you purchase a profession, and they start with magic, they get examination magic for free, and we just make the assumption that they already made that percentage. Also under intellect is max spells. This is the maximum number of arcane spells your character may scribe into their spellbook per casting rate. And then there's your feat. Next up is might. A character's might score judges their physical prowess. is their brute force and strength. That gives you your attack adjustment, your damage adjustment, how much your character can lift without penalty, and then there's pulling. That's the same. Pulling without difficulty, and then there's your feat of might. Lastly, there is your vitality. It's a measure of your character's health and physical endurance. It gives you your bonus hit points. Your shock, which is anytime your character experiences trauma, a referee may call you to make a shock roll. This shock, if a character fails a shock roll, they go into shock and are unable to perform any actions except possibly speaking. Shock period lasts for 3d4 combat rounds, and plus or minus any modifier set by the referee. Then there's a survival percentage. If your character's HP total reaches minus 11, then they are considered dead. However, some divine servants can revive them if this roll is successful. Physical defense. This is a character's defense against all types of physical attacks. Modifiers applied to the physical resistance roll modifier. And then you got your feat of vitality. Now, then we have our ability scores chart for the 6 main abilities. Well, then we can go over to power score real quick, and I'll go over that while you guys are doing your ability scores. And if you have any questions, stop me and I will answer them. So your power score, if our dog will stop barking at the guy walking down our alley. He's a good dog. He really is, but he's just noisy like most dogs.
Most dogs are noisy.
This is true. I'm going to wait for him to do his thing, I guess. Catch a little tune, huh? Come on, dude, some more. Okay, so power score. Perhaps a character's most important ability is not just one of them individually, but all of them collectively. Power score is the character's driving force. It's what makes them who and what they are. How do you measure a character's hand-eye coordination or other such skills that require more than one ability score? The answer is rolling their power score or less on a D100 or a percentile dice. But my power score is 102. Ha! This system even has an answer for that. The referee can set modifiers to the roll. But I have a low power score, and the modifier cancels it out. Suck. We even have an answer for that. A roll of 0-1 always succeeds, and a roll of 100 or 0-0, what we call double odd, always fails regardless of your power score or any modifier set by the referee. Oh, dog. Consult your referee for more details on all categories below. Starting hit points. Amount listed is how many HP your character begins play with, regardless of race or lifestyle. This amount is modified by your vitality hit point adjustment. Hit points per increase. The amount listed is how many hit points your character receives when they have earned an increase. The amount is modified by your vitality HP adjustment. Healing rate. If a character rests, this means no physical exertion for 5 game hours, then they can recover the amount of hit points listed here from wounds that they have taken in battle. However, some damage is permanent like acid. Your referee will tell you what cannot be healed naturally. First we have the dog, and then we have the burp. Base AR. The score determines how well you can fight and defend yourself. This score can be modified by many factors: might score, magical weapons, combat skills, etc. And is only your base chance to score a hit with your character's combat die versus an opponent's total DR. See melee combat later on in the LPD for more details. Faith. This score measures your character's beliefs in themselves as well as their deity, and the points can be used to modify a single die roll in combat. That's something we kind of got into in our last episode, going over how to play the game. Talents. This is the amount of talents and weapon skill slots your character begins play with. May be divided up as the player sees fit. Some talents cost more than 1 point. See Chapter 5 cost. Also, 1 weapon equals 1 slot. We cover that pretty extensively, so I didn't think we needed it here. The cost is the CGP cost for an additional talent or weapon talent point. Is everybody clear on ability scores?
Yeah, for dapper.
Does everybody have ability scores filled out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. That means we're ready to go on to step 6, aren't we? That's a first.
Yes.
Yes.
Right as I'm done reading it. Okay, so that takes us to step 6. So I'll just go over that real quick. It's pretty straightforward. Step 6 is determining starting hit degree and hit points. Each character begins play with a certain amount of health or hit points, which is determined by their power score. See the power score chart for your character starting HP. Hit degree or HD has a varying degree of importance throughout the game and is used to determine many things that exist in the game. HD is the sum of your hit point, your HP divisible by 8 and rounded up. So 1 to 8 equals 1, 9 to 6 equals 2, 17 to 24 equals 3, etc. The number 8 is used instead of 10 for ease of size categories for creatures that range from 1 to 4 hit points. 2 sizes equals 1 hit degree. Hit degree and hit points are your character's basic life force, and your current total should be recorded as current HP total on your LCR. Anytime your character takes damage, it should be recorded under wounds, and should your HP ever reach -11, then your character is considered dead. Characters with their HP at -1 to -10 in the wounds box are considered to be nearly dead and can be saved. They are even somewhat conscious until they reach -6 HP and can be assisted in drinking a potion or other similar actions as determined by the referee. Under normal circumstances, the referee will tell you when your character's HP increases. In effect, possibly their HD as well, but not always. However, certain referees may allow players to purchase a hit point increase with their CGPs, but that is entirely at their discretion, which is in the referee's guide, which we looked at. So on the character sheet, if we can bring this up again, shove it right off again. That would be here on in your hit point total, and current wounds is for when you get hurt. And you have your hit points per increase, which you can put here, and your hit degree above that. Are we clear on how to determine a hit degree? No questions about that?
I have 2.
All right.
No questions. 2 hit degree.
Okay. It sounded like you had 2 questions. All right.
I think most starting characters start with 2 hit degree. I say most because there are some with less.
On average, that's kind of the way we set it up, so that everybody was about the same. But some characters vary.
Actually, you only get 2 if you have a vitality bonus.
Generally, yeah. But without a vitality bonus, everybody starts at 1. So, does that? Did you guys get all your hit points and stuff?
Yeah, I kind of did that one with my power score.
Yeah,
skipped ahead,
I figured.
sorry.
How about you, Don? You all good?
That's kind of something I kind of accidentally do automatically.
Right?
I was so
Fair.
focused on listening, I forgot to write stuff down.
So, all right, yeah. You need to put your hit degree and hit points down, and your hit points per increase. You know how that works?
Yeah, it should all be in the racial information, right?
No, you go to your power score, and that determines your starting hit points under your power score. And then you add your vitality bonus to that, and that's your starting hit points.
According to the system, if you have a power score of 6, your starting hit points is -2.
I don't think anybody can start with that much.
I know.
Negative
But a
2.
creature can start with that much.
Is that really in there? -2 for power score?
Well, it has a starting HP of 1, and the vitality bonus is -3.
Oh, well, yes, but you can't go below 1. One is the lowest number of hit points. So, Don,
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Don, did you get your starting hit points?
Okay. I just got my power score down.
Oh, okay.
I would believe that would make you not alive.
So I thought you were done filling out your ability scores.
-10.
No. I didn't even put down my power. I just put down my power score right now.
Oh, okay. So if you want to take a minute, we can wait for you. We're not in a hurry. We're only an hour and 5 minutes in, and we're getting to the juicy parts. So we're going to be able to get some CGPs and get some skills and talents here.
The power score is 89, so that would give me how much HP?
Okay, if I look at the power score chart, 89 puts you in the 85 to 100 bracket. Your starting HP would be 8. Do you see what I'm looking at, or are you not looking at the LPG? Or the characters you paid?
Not really.
No, it's okay. I can look. I've got it looked up for you, Don.
Okay.
So if your starting HP is 8, what is your vitality score adjustment to hit points?
My vitality score is 18.
So you have +4, correct?
Okay, +4 per increase.
No, it's +4 for increase, but hang on.
No, it'd be plus
You add
8
that-
per increase.
You add that to your starting hit points. So
Oh, that
your
would
starting hit
mean
points is
I
8.
have 12.
Right. Then you have a hit points per increase under your power score, and you add that to that, and that's how many hit points you get per increase.
It's going to be 8.
Because 4 + 4 is 8. Because your hit points per increase.
So every time you get an increase, you're going to get a hit degree.
Yeah.
Is that clear, or did you have a hard time?
That's clear.
Okay.
I got it written down now.
So you got all your ability scores filled out too?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You understand hit degree and hit points now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. That'll take us to step 7. Determine your resistance rolls. Now, this is a fun one. How well can my character resist being poisoned or avoid a monster's special attack? Did that really do that much damage? Resistance rolls answer these questions. Each individual race starts out about the same, but it is always the individual who determines what the character learns to resist the most. Below, you'll find instructions on how to roll up your starting resistance rolls, or RR, as well as a full description of just what resistance rolls are and what they are used for. Now, resistance rolls are your character's chance to resist some or all of the effects of certain attacks. Resistance roll scores for starting characters are a d4 + 1 for each category: physical, mental, magical, and spiritual. Added to the initial scores are possible racial adjustments. See the chart on the next page, which it's there. Also, remember to add any other bonuses to all RR scores should your character's ability score grant such a bonus. There you go. You're back in, Tiger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Furthermore, certain skills may give your character bonuses to their RR categories as well. Make sure to add all such bonuses to your final RR score, your base score, which on the character sheet, we'll take a look or see again with all of this up on the screen because it's really cool to do so. And we're looking at resistance rolls, which I'll scroll down to, which are down here in the corner. And I just need to make sure they're on the screen so people can see them. So here are the resistance rolls. You add your starting plus your racial plus your whatever you get from your ability scores, all into your base score. Now, certain skills may increase this as well. And now from your skills, that would be where a modifier would come in, or from magical devices. But your base score is your starting roll plus your racial adjustment plus possible adjustments from your ability scores. So, are we clear on that?
Yeah.
How about you, Tiger and Jake?
Yes.
Okay. Jake didn't answer, but I figured he already knows. So, since you're rolling these on your own, just roll a d4 and add 1 to it, and that is your score without any modifiers or adjustments. So you would put that in the box. So just roll 1d4 + 1 and go all the way down. Then if you have any racial adjustments, add it to it. And if you have any ability score adjustments, add that to it as well. Are we clear on that?
Yepper.
Okay, so your RR category descriptions are physical. That would be poisons, toxins, or attacks directed against your physical being in general would fall into this category. This category would also include natural attacks from creatures such as a breath weapon or a gaze attack, and normal elemental damage such as non-magical fire. Mental attacks directed against the mind to incapacitate it or destroy it would fall into this category, as well as any attempt to control the character. Magical, any spells that are directed towards the character that do not affect the mind would fall into this category. This would include any damage-causing spells, as well as spells that cause force damage. Force physical transformations, This would also include any magical device used to attack a character, such as a wand, staff, ring, etc. And lastly, but not least, we have spiritual. This is perhaps the most difficult category for the referee to judge. Examples of a spiritual attack on a character would be any type of attack other than physical from undead creatures like ghoul paralysis or vampire life drain attacks. Any attacks on a character's faith would also fall into this category. Now, resistance rolls are a referee's tool on helping determine how badly certain things affect the character. Now, they're put in this order of importance, and a referee may just use physical and mental. They really might. But we put the other two in there just in case they want to add a little flavor, because certain characters would be more resistant to magic, and certain characters like divine servants would be more resistant to spiritual. Any questions on the resistance rolls? How about you, Don? You look a little confused.
Nope.
Okay, so you rolled the 1d4 and added the 1 for each one? Or were you waiting for me?
I was waiting for you.
That's okay. That's the way we did it in our other game session. So,
Yeah.
but this is basically if you were making a character on your own, that's kind of what we're showing the people in this video, so they know how to make characters for a Lenharrow Fantasy Adventures game. And then once you get the base score for each one, in that base score, you will add your ability score adjustments and any possible racial adjustments that you have. So what race did you choose for your character? Dawn? What race did you choose for your character?
Gargoyle?
That's right. You were a medium gargoyle. So
Yeah.
you have +1 to physical, +1 to magical, and +1 to spiritual. Plus whatever you get from your ability scores.
That's one.
And making a resistance roll is pretty easy. To make a resistance roll, take a 20-sided die, 1d20, and roll it once. If the amount rolled is equal to or less than your character score, then here you see has resisted the effect. Your referee will tell you when to make a resistance roll and the results of the roll, as well as possible modifiers to your die roll. In some cases, your referee may be rolling resistance rolls for you, as it adds a sense of realism to the game, as your character never knows that they have escaped certain maladies, and only when things take effect are they usually apparent. So, it's an option in the rules for the ref to roll resistance rolls for players. I find it easier to let the players roll, and players like to roll dice. So, there we go. Any questions?
Nope.
Did you get all your modifiers done?
Yep.
Okay. Are we all set? That'll take us to character generation points, which I will have to adjust the record sheet again just a little bit. Can you see the starting CGP box on the screen? Tiger?
Huh?
Yes. That's where
I
my
can
cursor
see it
is?
on the screen, and I can see
My mouse. Okay.
Yeah, it's a line.
Okay, so what you do is you take your power score, multiply it by 5, and put it on this top line right here where I have it blinking. Blinking. So let me know when you've all done that.
I am finished.
That's 1.
Done with that.
It's 2. Did you get that done, Don?
I completely forgot where you find CGPs. Is it going to be on the same page as the race stuff? Or?
It's on the first page, and I have it on the screen there where it says combat information.
No, I'm not on the character sheet. I mean in the book.
Oh, in the book? Well, right now you don't have to worry about it.
The number I need.
Page 19. Okay, if you want you need to take your power score and multiply it by 5. If you want your BRPs, they are 70.
Okay. Well, see, she's asking what step it is, and this is step 8.
Oh, step 8.
In the LCC or Lenharrow Characters Companion, that's on page 16. What page is in the LPG, Tiger?
19.
Okay. So was that your question, Don? Where is it in the LPG? Okay. Well, on the record sheet.
I don't know what lifestyle she picked.
Well, we know she's a gargoyle.
I know that. That's why I said her bonus racial points are 70.
So that would go on the second line.
but I don't know what lifestyle she picked.
Well, that would be
The lifestyle would be adventurer.
because she wanted to
Oh,
play.
well, you don't get any bonus for that.
So
then.
yes, they adventurers get 0 BLPs. Blitz.
That's because they're aligned to everything
Yep.
except for one thing.
Yep. They're not aligned to divine. Most of them. Some of the professions that add divine and take something else out. So basically, what you need on this little chart here is your power score times 5. Your bonus racial points are burps. And then your bonus lifestyle points are blips. And then you total those all up. And if you have a minus down here in your current CGP box from a profession, you're going to want to subtract that from that total that you put on the bottom line. And that would be how many CGPs you have left with your starting character. So for those of you who are playing at home, let me put this up on the screen to give you an idea of what you'll be looking at in the book. Your character generation points with all your, if I can get this right, your bonus racial point chart and your bonus lifestyle point chart. Your perps, if I can do this right, perps and blips. Everybody clear on that? No questions?
No questions.
Okay, how about
I
John?
forgot a lifestyle thing, though, that I needed to go over with you.
Okay, well, we can do that. Jake, are you clear on everything?
Yep. Crystal.
Okay. How about you, Don?
Yep.
All right, so we're ready to move on to step 9. What's your question about lifestyles before we move on, Tiger? Or is that something you want to talk about later?
So I'm a totem warrior.
That would be your profession as a savage, yes.
Right. So I get 2 totem abilities. I need to know what those totem abilities are.
Okay, so that would be between you and your ref.
And I lost you.
Yeah, I still got you. Oh, looks like she's going to have to go out and go back in. So we're waiting.
Yep.
So she's got to, okay, here she comes. All right, there you go. Okay, so what was your question again? Your totem warrior, you want your...
I get 1 totem ability per hit degree, and I'm 2 hit degree.
Okay.
So I get 2 totem abilities.
Okay. What is your totem animal?
A tiger.
Right. And what is your race?
Half elf.
Half elf. So what we would do is give you for one of your total abilities as a ref, and this is how it would be done. You ask your ref, and the ref can just make it up. I would give you claws.
Cool.
That are retractable. Because
all right.
But you have to. It's kind of a spiritual thing, and you would basically have to engage your totem warrior ability.
Spirit claws.
Your spirit. And
So how much damage would my spirit claws
I would say a D4, unless you want to use your second one to increase that to the die category up by 1, which would be D6. But that would make it so you don't get another ability.
No, I want a D4 is fine.
Okay, now for your other ability, yeah, I would say you could get like lightning speed from like the Animan. That would double your move base.
Okay,
for your
cool.
hit degree. Okay, now see, as a ref, they can choose whatever they want. I, however, would base it off, because you've chosen an animal, I would base it off some of the animate natural traits, which is in chapter 2.
I got it. Lightning speed and claws.
Okay, so that would take us to chapter 9, purchasing and choosing skills and talents.
So that's why I kind of needed that, because I needed to know what my natural talent was.
Okay. All right. So with purchasing skills and talents, each lifestyle is aligned to 2 or more of 5 skills. Skill types: arcane, combat, divine, guild, and martial arts. So check your lifestyle skill alignment, or LSA, for what skills your character has access to. As for universal skills, these are available to all characters. A complete description of skills can be found in Chapter 4. A character's power score determines the cost for new talents and the amount of talent slots a character begins play with. First and foremost, players should spend talents on weapons, 1 per talent slot, and then focus on their talents on the chart above. you will find 3 categories of talents: judgment, physical, and lore. Players can select talents from any category. Now, Max, you need to make a note about that on step 9. I need to fix paragraph 2 about where the chart is. It's actually at the end of this section in chapter 1 after the skills. But I would just put a page number. Okay, so
Step 9, paragraph 2.
yeah, I put on the chart above. The chart is not above anymore. We fixed it and made it in this category. Your categories are judgment, physical, lore. Players can select talents from any category. However, certain lifestyles and or professions may recommend that you concentrate your selections on certain categories. Also, be sure to check the lifestyles in Chapter 3 for which talents your lifestyle and or profession already grants a character, and then select new talents from the list above. In Chapter 5, you'll find a full description of talents. Skills and talents marked with an asterisk have a prerequisite skill and or talent that the character is required to have before purchase. So if you see one with an asterisk, ask the tiger to tell you which one that is, because she's got the LPG. So is everybody clear on spending CGPs and selecting talents and choosing talents?
Yeah.
Purchasing skills and choosing talents. That would be step 9. Now, after you purchase a profession, you don't really have many CGPs left, if any at all, to spend on this. Now, if you didn't purchase a profession, then you basically are making your own profession based off just the standard lifestyle, which is how it would be done in the light edition, because it doesn't have professions or martial arts skills, which we have in the Lenharrow character, the enhanced edition. Now, you would start by looking at whatever you think your character wants the most. Like if you're playing a totem warrior, you'd want combat or divine based on your skills alignment. Now, everyone is aligned to universal skills, and that would be your first chart. And I'll give a pretty good look here. You've got your universal skills, and then you have your arcane skills chart and all the costs for such said skills. And again, the descriptions are in chapter 4 for all of your skills. Then you have your combat skills and your divine skills, followed by guild and martial arts. Are we clear on the skills, on where to find them? Mm-hmm. And then after that, at the end of that, is what we were talking about earlier, where the talents are located, right there at the end of the skills list. So it would be skills and then talents. All right. Now, let me know when y'all are done purchasing skills and choosing talents. We're actually doing pretty good here. We're moving on to step 10, and we're only about an hour and 25 minutes in. Like you said, Jake, most likely 2 hours.
I dropped the pencil I was using. Just 1 second. I need to grab a new one.
May have some mishaps.
Ah. Okay.
So did you get all your skills and talents that are done?
Yeah, I got... I'm just going to do the skills and talents things later off screen.
Well, you can. Okay. But remember, if you're going to purchase any skills for your weapons, you should be talented in them first. You have to be talented.
Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Jake? You all set?
I'm all set. I'm kind of just doing miscellaneous stuff on this.
Okay.
I'm doing all my
how about
more
Tiger?
stuff.
I'm picking out my talents.
Okay. See, that's why we're doing this together here. Now, on the back of this particular book, it says the first in the series of players' expansions for the Lenharrow Fantasy Adventures Enhanced Edition. The Lenharrow Characters Companion includes a complete character creation guide as well as the following accessory sheets for you to copy and print. Enhanced Lenharrow Character Record, Arcane Spellbook Enhanced, Divine Spell List Enhanced, Kill sheet and treasure sheet. Player's expansion number 1 is a useful accessory for character creation. And I hope that proves to be true. It seems to be so far. What do you guys think?
Huh?
Do you guys think that this is a useful accessory for character creation?
Indeed.
How about you, Don? This is all new to you. Do you think this this player's expansion is a useful accessory for character creation?
It really is.
Okay, now there's right at the last here, I'm going to give some options on what you can actually do with this book, aside from fixing typos. That was a joke. I'm sorry. We're correcting typos in the book as we go here today.
Well, for me, what was confusing is I thought that at first when we were doing this, the chapters were in like the steps we were on.
That's something I need to fix in this book is to state that the all chapter references refer to the LPG. I need to put that at the beginning of this book.
Yeah.
That way I wouldn't have to fix it in every section.
Yeah, but then after a certain point, we just started jumping around the book, and I'm like,
Well, that's kind of how it works. When you make a character, that's why the steps are set up the way they are. Is so you basically start with your basic character information, then you get your racial stuff, and then your lifestyle stuff, and then you go back and do your ability score adjustments. Because without your race and without your racial ability score adjustments, you wouldn't know how to adjust your ability scores. That's why we do race first.
yeah, I'm just used to like textbooks and stuff being linear instead of jumping all over, you know?
Well, see, that's just the character creation process. That's the way
just the creation process, but like the rest of, but after character creation, it's all sunshine and rainbows.
Well, that's why we're going over this. This is an expansion for the player's guide, the player's expansion.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a companion to the player's guide, not used on its own, really.
Yeah.
That's only if you have only one LPG and like 5 or 6 of these, it'd be good. See now the link to where you can find this is in the description below. You can find these on Amazon.com for $10, and the PDF on DriveThruRPG for $5. So for those of you who are watching this in the replay, that's where you can get a hold of these. And hopefully on the DriveThruRPG for sure, I can get this fixed probably today.
Yeah.
Amazon may take a little longer, but it'll get done.
And the main thing I struggle with is taking the abbreviations for stuff in the books and translating them to what they are on the paper.
Now, see, in the LPG,
That's the memorization thing.
In the LPG, we have a big old section on abbreviations. Do you think it would be helpful if we put that at the beginning of the character's companion as well?
Yeah, that would be helpful if we put that in the beginning of the player's companion as well. Like,
well, I will do that. So, hey, Jake, make a note of that.
Because then I could just
add the abbreviations page to the character's companion. Did you hear me, Jake? Jake, he has left the building. Well, I'll have to get back to him on that. Okay.
Wait, are we going to do the last few?
Yeah, we are, but I guess we're waiting for Jake. Let me see. There's no private chat. Okay. I was just checking some things while we're waiting for Jake.
Hey, on my clause, is my number of attacks going to be 2 for 1?
It would be 1 per hand, so that would be 2 for 1. Now, and refs could be lenient on that, and like they are, like generally we are for Catmen and other races that have claws, and that would be 1 with each hand. But some refs might make it so you have to have 2 weapon combat, which doesn't make any sense for natural attacks, but ambidexterity does. Some refs
I have natural weapons talent.
So I would say that would work. If you have a talent in it, you should be able to use it. Also, you could take a talent in a combo, which isn't listed in here, but that's something that's ref can allow, is for players to take talents in combos, which you could take a talent in claw, which would make it so you could use both in a round, plus you could get attack bonuses with it and damage bonuses. as well.
Yeah, I already purchased tack plus damage bonus for my claws. So the claws would be piercing and slashing, right?
Yep. But only when you activate them.
That's my only weapon.
Okay. Well, that worked. All right. So we're waiting for Jake to get back here so we can move on to determining starting funds. But
You
know what?
rang.
There you are. Okay.
You ring.
You need to make a note of to put in the abbreviations in this book. We have determined that Don helped us determine that it should be in this book. So the abbreviations page needs to be in this book.
Okay.
It would be very helpful, and I totally agree. I don't know if anybody doesn't, but that's where we're at. And then we'll move on to starting funds. So, starting
Bum, bum, bum.
Step 10, determining starting funds. A character in any game system must begin with a certain amount of equipment or accessories. Each starting character should have saved a certain amount of money before beginning their adventuring career. Exceptions always exist, of course. The chart below determines a character's starting funds based on lifestyle and is then modified by race. Our referees may opt to assign starting funds, so consult with them what method of character resources they are using. Now, recently, I've been exposed to some other game systems that are using a kind of a wealth system that basically has you in a wealth category. And then if you're in a wealth category, you can just say, okay, well, I can purchase that because I'm in this category. That's kind of nice, but it doesn't really break down what your character is carrying on them. So it depends on how the ref is running the game. That's kind of how I see it. Okay, so for starting funds, let's look back at the character sheet, and I will scroll down to the starting funds here. Right here we have the coinage amount, and that would be your standard gold pieces. Now, other campaigns, like our Carnage game, actually has another list entirely of coinage. Now, this, like I said, we're just doing the standard LPG and LRG, Rest Guide and Player's Guide stuff. So we're sticking with the standard character sheet and the standard standard game coinage, which is gold pieces. Now the conversion for that is a gold is like $1, a silver piece is like a dime, a copper piece is like a penny, platinum is like a $5 bill, and a mithril piece is like $10. So, are we clear on how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions, Don or Max or Tiger?
No, that's
I
really
have
good.
got my money.
You've got your money. So, have you figured out how the starting funds work, Don?
Yeah, it's base amount determined by lifestyle, and
Possibly
any more
modified
added
by
on
race.
is determined by race, right?
Right, that is correct. So, you've gone ahead and rolled yours.
Okay.
Now, see, now if a ref is doing this, they might choose to roll. But when you're making characters on your own, you'd have to do that. Now, you have a ref on hand who is saying we're going by the standard rules. So that's what we're doing. Is rolling everything up for ourselves.
I have 225 gold.
Okay.
I only have 78. But I'm okay with that.
Does everybody have their starting funds? Don, do you have
Especially
your
since I
starting
don't
funds?
have to buy any weapons.
1 second, I just looked at the funds. I'm not seeing any funds on the
That would be on the back of the-
lifestyle page thing.
Okay, for the character's companion, that's on page 25. What is the page in the LPG, Shannon?
Oh,
For what?
For determining starting funds. The starting funds.
28.
28. So
Page 28.
yeah, it's pretty similar because basically the chapter 1 is that's what this book is.
thank you.
And like I said, it goes just under the gold pieces here on where I've got it blinking. Pretty sure it stops that when I go out of it for whatever reason. So
Okay. Oh no, we're not on that. We're not on that step yet. Sorry. Sorry.
Well, yeah, the next step is purchasing and determining gear and defensive rating.
Yes. So I want to. Would it be if I'm wearing furs for armor? Would that be hide?
I could be. That is not a standard armor though.
Well, I'm a savage, and we don't have standard armor.
Well, for you that would be advanced 10, which is
So I
about
can just buy.
which is about the same thing as hide. Actually, I could look it up in the ref's guide
I
while
was
we're
gonna say, so I could just buy the advanced tan.
You could, but let me see what the rare armors chart in the ref's book says. So because how we
Because I'm
have
pretty
the
much just
rules
wearing
available.
furs. You know, like the furs of the creatures I killed and eat.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're throwing down.
Yeah.
Armor types in DR. Let me see. Rare armors. You know what I think we just were saying? That it was that hide was that hide's just hide is 10. Okay, it's a type of 10. I think it's +5. I think that makes it one higher than the advanced 10. And according to the rest guide, the cost is variable. Now, if you're a savage, and you have the hunting talent.
Yes, I do have the hunting
That
talent.
was probably how you came of age, was by getting your first kill, and that would be what your armor was made out of.
So I didn't have to buy it.
No.
Okay.
That's why it's different. Okay, Don, did you get your starting funds?
Yep.
So my armor type is.
How about you, Jake? Are we all set to move on to step 11?
Yepper.
All right. So that takes us to step 11, purchasing and determining gear and defensive rating. So let's move back over to that. Funds can be used to purchase the following types of gear: weapons, armor, apparel, equipment, standard equipment packs, support characters, and creature accessories. The charts on the following pages give you the cost for all gear categories, and the listed items are those your character will need or want during their careers as adventuring heroes. These lists will be beneficial in not just selecting weapons and weapon talents, see step 9, but purchasing the weapons that your character is actually carrying. When you purchase a weapon, you can then record it in the combat information section on your LCR. Purchasing armor will also give your character bonuses to their DR. So add those to your natural DR, see races. And this will give you your current DR, which you will record on your LCR. In the shield found in the shield found in the defensive rating section, and the types of armor next to the shield in the character defenses section. For the rest of your belongings, you'll find the gear section on the LCR, where you'll record all of your equipment, support characters, animal companions, their accessories, and any personal apparel that you've purchased for your character. Now, I will show you guys where that is on the character sheet. So let me bring that up. Now, for all your gear, it's right here on the back of page 2. There's your first page. And so on the back of page 2, you have equipment, apparel,
1920.
equipment, apparel, and support characters and their accessories. Is everybody clear where that stuff is?
I spent a total of 3 gold pieces.
Well, you're a savage. Now, one of the first things you're probably going to want to pick out on the gear chart is one of your equipment packs. Now, I'll bring it up on the screen and show everybody real quick. Now that we know where everything is on the record sheet, first it goes through. If I can bring this up correctly, first it goes through your weapon chart categories, has all the information for that, and there are 3 pages in the enhanced edition for that, and only 1 in the light edition. So there's a lot more in the enhanced. And pretty much all the swords are on the 3rd page. And then you have your armor types and the descriptions for those. And then it goes on to your the gear chart. If I can get this up on the screen properly. And that's what's there. And then the next page has all your standard equipment packs based on lifestyle. But the cost is on the gear chart for each of those packs. Now, in some campaigns, like in the Carnage campaign that we just did, I gave out gear packs for free. So Some refs may do that.
Mine only costs 3 gold pieces. I could buy like a whole bunch of them.
Well, the Savage's pouch only has like 6 or 7 items in it, so it has 9.
The Scholar's knapsack is 100.
Oh, it's 8. I'm sorry. It has 8 items. Now, each, like I said, each pack contains, for each lifestyle, the standard generic pack. It comes with a backpack, flint and steel, grappling hook, a week's worth of rations, a 50-foot hemp rope, a small sack, sleeping bag, a small tent, 2 torches, a whetstone, a wineskin, and a winter blanket. Now, are there any questions on how the packs work or how purchasing gears? Oh, and for gears, purchasing gear and equipment, armored weapons works. Has everybody got that? Hey, how did that happen? Did you do that, Tiger? Oh, I see.
Tiger got booted again.
I didn't do it. I was holding the book the whole time. I didn't even switch.
I booted her.
There it is. See if we can bring her back on. All right.
Not my fault. Honestly, I'm right next to the router. I don't get it.
Okay, now
I do have a question, Ref.
I have an answer.
Okay, so I don't know how to fish. Instead of having the fishing hook and stuff in my pack, can I have a knife? You know, for skinning? I have hunting.
You could switch out for a basic knife.
Yeah, because I need it for like skinning and hunting.
Let me see. I'll give you some options on which knife you wish to choose.
It doesn't need to be like a big knife or anything. It doesn't need to be a weapon knife. It's just a carving knife.
Since you asked the ref a question, I am going to give you an answer.
Okay.
Now, you can choose a carving knife, a throwing knife, or a hunting knife.
Okay, a hunting knife.
I
That would make more sense.
Far as to let you have a bone knife, but not a stone knife.
No. Hunting knife is fine.
Okay, well, that damage for that is only a D3.
I don't need damage. I'm not using it as a weapon. I'm using my claws.
So you like The Witcher 3, you've got this knife that just comes out of nowhere whenever you need it, but you can never use it anywhere else.
No, it's for my hunting. It's to
for cutting the heads
off. You know, skin the animals and cut off the parts that you don't want to eat, and open it and cut up and grab the heart and eat it.
But you have the hunting talent, so that works. And see, that's exactly what the system's for. That's why it has a referee, so a player can say, "Hey, can I swap this for this?" And the ref can say yes or no, depending on the ref and how strict they want to be, or not. Like me, I pretty much just my players. We're here to have fun and have a game. So, any questions on any of this, the gear or stuff, Don?
Nope.
How about you, Jake?
I'm good.
All right, that takes us to step 12, final details. Let me get up here on the screen so we can take a look here. Last but not least, at this point, if your character has access to spells, you'll need to determine which spells you have and how many spells you can cast each day. Do any of you have spells?
I
No.
do.
Okay, take a spell sheet, arcane or divine, whichever is appropriate, and consult with your referee.
But I did need a deity because I have some divine granted powers.
That's cool. You consult with your referee on which spells your character has access to and check each spell you have in your spell casting character repertoire. In truth, the amount of spells cast per day is determined on the arcane and divine spell slot chart found below, which is right in the next column. Now, with your character in hand, submit your masterpiece to your referee for final approval, and they'll let you know if you're missing anything. Once the ref is satisfied, then you are ready to play. Now you're done, and your character is ready to play. Arcane and divine spells available. Now, we don't really need to. We're going to go over this, but since only Jake, do you have arcane or divine?
I have arcane.
Okay. Dawn, did you get any spells?
I haven't put down any spells now, and I don't even have the spell sheet printed off. So,
well, if you wanted, we could do that. We can do that another time. But
I'm just gonna focus on being a physical fighter.
Okay, that works.
What did you pick for your profession?
I picked ninja.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah, so she's a gargoyle ninja, so she may.
I know, but did you spend any CGPs on spells?
Oh my gosh,
If not,
that
you don't have
sounds
to
so
worry about it.
badass.
No.
Like, you could sit there
I haven't
and like
spent any
disguise
CGPs on
yourself
anything
as a
yet,
church gargoyle.
aside from
And,
profession.
like, completely be hidden that way.
Yeah, ninja gargoyle sounds pretty awesome. Honestly, I've never had anybody play a ninja gargoyle. These would be some neat characters to maybe do an episode of this playing Loer solo adventures. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
I'd have to make a character too.
What'd you end up playing, Max? I know you're a draw.
I would probably play the.
I am a lore specialist scholar.
So the scholar, the savage, and this adventurer walk into a bar.
Here you go. Age-old joke. Okay, so we have arcane and divine spells available. Arcane spellcasters who study at university of magic will be granted their spells as part of their tuition, but it is possible that they can also gain their spells from a mentor. Consult your referee for which spells you have access to in regards to the fields you have purchased for your character. Spells can also be purchased on an individual spell basis. Who's got some music going? We can't have that.
I'm sorry, that was my phone. Grandma's
Okay.
trying to call me for some reason, even though she's literally right in the other room and we're busy.
Who's trying to call you?
Grandma Hill.
Okay, well you can
Yeah.
put your camera off and your mic.
She's
and go
forgotten
check it
that
out.
we are live streaming this morning. So
Okay, I'll be right back.
okay, so spells can be purchased. Yeah, you need to come right back because you and I are doing divine spells together here. Okay, so spells can also be purchased on an individual spell basis or researched and learned by the spellcaster on their own. Of course, defeating an enemy wizard and acquiring their spell book is also a method of learning spells. Divine spellcasters simply choose their spells from the list provided on the spells. So it's easier for the divine spellcaster. Now, I'm going to put this up on the screen and kind of show everybody. You spell the arcane and divine spell slots chart. Now, what page is that on in the LPG, Tiger? And then
I'm back.
36.
Quick spells are at the bottom of that.
I have returned.
Quick spells go by your casting rank.
Right. I'm out of page numbers on this one. That would be 33 in the LCC. So I've got to fix that. For some reason, this page number stopped right there. Okay, so now like I said, for our arcane spells, you basically consult your referee. You start with a certain amount, and you basically check them off on your spell sheet. Now, I'm only able to put up one thing at a time for whatever reason. I haven't figured out how to do more than that. So we've just got the character sheet up here. But so, Jake, that'll make you turn in your character creation booklet. All the spell lists are right after step 12. It's actually part of step 12. And go to your divine standard spells, which also can be found in the LPG. Standard divine spells.
Standard arcane spells?
Standard divine. Are you getting arcane?
Yeah, I am a scholar.
Okay, so that's even better because with divine you just pick them out based on the field, and we lost Tiger again.
Hooray.
Okay, well I'll put her back on when she gets back in. There's also a bit on the spell categories and how they work, and we can go over that real quick. There's the Tiger back in. There you go. Basically, the spell list, each chart has the spell name, which is self-explanatory, the rank, which is the power of this or strength of the spell, first strike modifier, which is how you modify your D4 in combat to start your combat round when you go. Now, normally that's a D10, but for spellcasters, it's a D4, and they add it with they modify it with their first strike modifier or FSM. Then there's a list of whether the spell is offensive or defensive. It's mostly self-explanatory, but sometimes it needs a little clarification, and some are both actually. Then there's the effective area or EA. The EA of a spell determines the exact size of the area that the spell affects. Common sense normally dictates this, but your referee has the final say on the EA of your spell, so consider it carefully. And then it goes into the damage or effect. And then we have a note about spell duration. Now, each spell is different, and that's why we have it laid out this way on the chart. And then the ref determines how spells actually work. That's why we don't have a massive chapter on spell descriptions. That probably would have been another 200 pages added to our book, or at least 100. And we didn't think that was necessary because there are volumes of books out there with spells in them. We didn't think that was necessary to include that in our LPG, and definitely not in our character creation making booklet. So for spell duration, the duration of the spell determines how long the effects of the spell last. Most damage-causing spells are instantaneous and only affect a creature instantly. However, there are many spells that last much longer, usually determined by your casting rank. Most offensive elemental spells are instantaneous or happen instantly and only last for an instant and do damage just the one time. Most defensive spells will defend against the opposing or same element until amount of damage exceeds the amount rolled on the dice for the defensive spell. However, certain spells continue to do damage for an extended period of time. In most cases, the length or duration of the spell is 1 round per caster rank, unless otherwise noted in the effects category. So, are we clear on how spells work?
Mhm.
Hey, Jake, what you did was you got a casting level of what as an arcane caster? So your answer is yes to what is the level?
Oh, level is 1 at the moment.
Level 1. So you were only able to get first level, so that makes you first rank because levels go in brackets of 3. 1 to 3 is first rank, 4 to 6 is second, and then so forth.
Yep.
That's how our spell levels and ranks work. So you have examination. Did you have any Did you purchase any elemental fields?
No, I'm still looking at what kind of fields.
Okay.
I'm thinking about just getting red energy, though.
So basically, you start with, once you get casting level 1, and when you're creating a character and you purchase or start with arcane casting level of 1, I don't make you roll for that as a percentage chance for a spell to fail. Some refs might, but I don't. So they might even make you roll that before you even are able to purchase casting level 1. Okay, so the first thing you get is examination spells for free. And basically you go to the chart on the page, and for examination, you start with 4 spells, and you pick 4 of those on the first rank spells. And you check them off on your spell sheet. And so Jake, if you could show off your spell sheet real quick, I'd appreciate it. So let me put you up on the screen here as being the big dog. There we go. And you're going to want to put that pretty close to the camera. Okay. That would be your spell sheet. And where it says first rank, that you would check off on the left-hand side, the little box there, that you have that spell once you've picked it. Now, certain rests may give you your spells. But when you're making a character yourself, you start with 4 examination spells, and whenever you purchase a field or order as a divine caster, well, for an arcane, you get 2 for each field you purchase. Now, a divine caster just gets everything in that field or sub-field.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, so does anybody have any questions on how to do the spells? Now, we're going to do an episode of this on a mock combat for just the whole episode, just do a fight. Does that sound fun?
Awesome.
And we could probably use these characters, huh? I was thinking about actually having that be our next episode. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Before we get into doing the lower solo adventures or anything like that.
Weren't we gonna introduce our characters?
Yes, we are. But I wanted to go over and make sure everybody was done, and then I had a few more notes on the Lenharrow Characters Companion. So, does anybody have any questions or anything on your character? Do you believe you're done? Let me ask you that.
Yes, I am
I'm
done.
not done yet. I'm almost there.
But you're getting spells, right, Jake?
Yeah, I'm getting spells, and then I still need to do my talents because they're.
Well, that's kind of the last things you really have to do. That's why it's last in the steps. So, Dawn, since you're the only one that's really new at this, how do you feel these steps in the character creation process work for you?
I feel like if I actually had the little mini book,
Exactly.
Pretty easy, but I kind of had to listen to what you were saying and went through the thing. So if I had the actual mini book of the character creation, I feel like that would be pretty streamlined, pretty simple.
Do you think $10 is a good price for a paperback copy of this?
Yeah.
Because that's about the least I could charge based on Amazon's print costs for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Now in the back of, since Jake's done showing off the spell sheet, I'll put me back up there. And in the back of the book is a copy of the record sheet. Now, when I did this one on Amazon, they've added an extra page somewhere, so these are on the wrong page. But so you're getting them out a little out of order instead of the way they're supposed to be on a record sheet, like I was showing on the screen. And there's all the way to the talent sheet. That would be your last page of it. Now, also in this book, we have the spell sheets, like I was having Jake show off. And that goes all the way to 10th rank for Arcane and Divine. And so there's the Arcane spell book, and then the Divine spell list is in the back of this book. Now, when I update the PDF on DriveThruRPG, it's going to have all of this. It has the spell sheets and the Arcane sheets as well. But what I had to add to the Amazon version, wow, I don't know why I did that. But what I had to add to the Amazon version was extra pages. So I put the kill sheet in there. This is for players to write down what they fought and how many CGPs the ref says it's worth. It's a nice little addition to the game that we threw in. And there's like 4 of those in there. And then we have treasure sheets. And what I do as a ref is I have the players, whoever chooses to be the kill sheet guy or the treasure sheet person, they get extra CGPs at the end of each game session. Now, as a book, what you can do with this is make this your character book and actually write your character in the back on the character sheet, the LCR or Lenharrow Character Record at the back. And you can actually write your character in here. And for $10, I don't think that's that bad. And you can just always have access to all the charts and everything right at the front of the book. So,
Yeah.
as a question, since you're new to our game system, Don, would it be more helpful to have the character sheet at the beginning or the end?
The end. It's easier to kind of get the book open to actually get it on the printer when it's at the end.
That's what we were thinking. So that's why we put them at the end. All right, let me put the tiger back in here, and then we'll go over the character introduction phase. So, who wants to go first?
Me.
Ooh, okay. All right, so there you are.
Hello. I am Silgora of the Clawbash clan. And I will rip out your heart and eat it alive.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a savage. My totem is the tiger. Don't mess with me.
Okay.
I'm a half elf, by the way. Red hair, green eyes,
Can't tell in that get up.
tan skin, because I'm go out in the sun.
Do you want to add anything else?
The Clawbash clan will destroy you.
Okay, so who wants to go next? Don, it looks like
I'll go next.
Looks like Jake is still busy, so we'll come to you next.
All right. So my character's name is Dabria Gadrai. And
Almost got that.
All I got was blah, 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 dry.
Yeah. And while I haven't determined a backstory yet, she's generally hard to read emotion wise, and has been known to take on the odd adventure now and again.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, Jake, that takes us to you.
I still don't have a name for my character yet. I can't really. I'm drawing a blank at the moment.
Okay, for now, we're going to call you Bubba. No, just kidding.
Well, I am a plains droll with the scholar her lifestyle and the profession of lore specialist. My character wears tanned robes and only tanned robes, and is a very scholarly individual. He likes learning, and he basically studies everything he can get his claws on.
What color are your scales?
I have gold scales and sapphire eyes.
Ooh.
Anything else to add?
Nope.
I will eat your heart.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off here and say goodbye to those who are watching the video, and we can chat a little bit afterwards. So if you watch this in the replay, thanks for watching. This is how we make characters in a Lenharrow Fantasy Adventure game. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, or there are other ways to contact me via my my YouTube channel and through the link in the description below. So thanks for watching again, and take it easy. Logan out.